Good evening, sir.
Very good. Good evening, all.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
evening, sir.
Very good evening. So, what is program for today?
Sir, I
Sir,
think presentation we have a small discussion.
some students are left with their
Okay.
presentation. So, sir, we want to continue our presentation.
Okay. 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 So, who is going to present first?
Sir, I am ready with my presentation. Sankalp, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here. Hello. Hello.
Could you share my presentation? It is section 16. Pedarshini.
तो आज दिख नहीं रहा है स्टेट पॉल्यूशन
Yeah. Duties of State Pollution Control Board or Pollution Committee.
wait a minute, I will.
Yes, Sankalp, thank you. It is visible. Good evening, everyone. This is Pradashni, and my topic for presentation is Duties of State Pollution Control Board. It is mentioned under section 16. Sankalp, next slide.
Wait a minute, network issue हो रहा है.
Sankalp, we are not able to see the presentation.
Sir, network issue.
Sankalp, you can make us
Wait
present.
for-
We can share our own presentation.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, that will be a good way.
Okay,
I
sir.
think
Ankit,
Ankit needs to make a host, co-host to other people
So,
so they can share
yeah.
their own presentation.
Option नहीं होने पर Okay. Ankit, make me a co-host. Ankit,
चलो
ये वाले आईडी को नहीं अंकित, वो वाले आईडी को.
Sankalp, you can, sorry, Ankit, you can also make Priyadarshini a co-host. So if she wants, she can share her own screen. Or if it is Sankalp, then it is also okay.
yes, sir, Sankalp can share. I think he is sharing. Yeah, Sankalp. I have already introduced to topic. Please move to next slide. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. As per section 16, the State Pollution Control Board or Pollution Control Board shall enforce these rules in their state through local bodies in their respective jurisdiction and review implementation of these rules at least twice a year in close coordination with concerned Directorate of Municipal Administration or Secretary in charge of State Urban Development Department. So the rule I will be discussing under section 16, the state pollution control board will enforce these rules through the local bodies for the specified jurisdiction, like the local bodies. What are local bodies? Local bodies means various local self government like panchayat or municipal bodies. There are jila parishads and nagar panchayats. They are so at as per Article 243B, Clause 1 and 243 Q, Clause 1, the Constitution of the Constitution, it means panchayats or municipalities. Or in the absence of the panchayat or the municipalities, the institutions of self-government constituted under these bodies, they will be called as local bodies or the agencies. So these rules will be implemented by them or enforced by them. And these rules will be reviewed at least twice in a year. Like it can be for the more than 2 times, but 2 times is needed. Section 16 clause 1 clause B, it talks about monitor environmental standards and adherence to conditions as specified under the Schedule 1 and Schedule 2 for waste processing and disposal sites. Sankat, move to next slide. Subclause B talks about the monitoring of environmental standards. Now, what is environmental standards? These standards are set by whom? These are the administrative regulations or rules that can be implemented to treat and maintain environment. And these rules are implemented by the central government. So the Central Pollution Control Board, they will implement these rules, and these rules are mentioned under Schedule 1 and 2 that has been discussed in this PDF that Shah has already shared from page number 65 to 72. You can go and have an overlook of that. So this picture I have added, this shows the waste processing, like how the waste is being processed. At the time the waste is processed, it reduces its like the pollutions are the emission of pollution is reduced by this process. Like it changes the chemical or physical or biological properties of solid waste to make it more easy to dispose. And there is a system incinerator equipment. It is used in India for the processing of solid waste. Sankalp, move to next slide. C. Examine the proposal for authorization and make such inquiries as deemed fit after the receipt of the application for the same in Form 1 from the local body or any other agency authorized by the local body. So the State Pollution Control Board or the Pollution Control Committee, they will examine the proposal from the local bodies. Like any local bodies can make their proposal. And how will they make their proposal? Through Form 1. In Form 1 and in Form 2. In Form 1, the format of the application is given and it is mentioned in page number 73 and 74 of PDF. So that is the format given. on that format, the application will be made by the local self-government or any other agencies, um, and they will give the application to the state pollution control board, and after that they will inquire the application, and after examining the application, while examining the proposal for authorization, the requirement of consent under respective enactments and views of other agencies like the State Urban Development Department, the Town and Country Planning Department, District Planning Committee, or Metropolitan Area Planning Committee, as may be applicable, airport or airbase authority, the groundwater board, railways, power distribution companies, highway department, and other relevant agencies shall be taken into consideration, and they shall be given 4 weeks time to give their view. Okay, so these departments, as mentioned in the PPT as well, they will be given some freedom to give their consent, and they will given some reasonable time period for 4 weeks. Within that period, they have to give their consent, like what they think about the authorization of those proposals. And after that, if Sankalp move to next slide. Okay, I have added these pictures like to understand the board. Like this is of groundwater board, and this is power distribution companies, like how the power is distributed and it comes to our home. Next slide. Sankalp, yeah, thank you. Synchronize the validity of state authorization with the validity of consent. Okay. After the consent is after the incorporation of the consent of those authorities, the state pollution control board or the pollution control committee, they will validate that consent, and they will also decide the validity of said authorization. Like this authorization will be valid for, like it cannot be valid for forever, for 5 years, maybe for 2 years, or maybe for 6 months, and it will also give the validity to the consent. After that, suspend or cancel the authorization issued under clause A anytime if the local body or operator of the facility fails to operate the facility as per conditions stipulated. Okay. Sometimes it happens like something gets authorization, then the people become ignorant about it. Like, okay, we have the authorization, we can do it, like that. So this authorization can also be suspended if they are not fulfilling the criteria or the conditions mentioned, provided that no such authorization shall be suspended or cancelled without giving notice to the local body or operator, as the case may be. But this is not the at the complete discretion of the state pollution control board. Like the notice must be served to the local body before the suspension of the authorization. H. On receipt of the application for renew the authorization for next 5 years, after examining every application on merit and subject to the condition that the operator of the facility has fulfilled all the provisions of the rules, standards, or conditions specified in the authorization, consent, or environment clearance. Now, it can renew the authorization for the next 5 years, but it can only renew after the examination of the those like those conditions or stipulations that has been fulfilled or not. Now, section 2. Sankalp, move to next slide. Yes, this picture I have added to make you people understand that authorization of renewable. Uh, Next slide, please. Yes. The State Pollution Control Board or Pollution Control Committee shall, after giving reasonable opportunity of being heard to the applicant and for reasons thereof to be recorded in writing, refuse to grant or renew an authorization. Here, the reasonable opportunity will be given to the another party. Who is another party here? This is local bodies. Local bodies will be given the right to heard, and after that, the authorization can be cancelled. Like the State Pollution Control Board or the Pollution Control Committee can refuse the authorization. Now section 3. Sankalp, move to next slide. Yeah, thank you. In case of new technologies where no standards have been prescribed by the Central Pollution Control Board, State Pollution Control Board, or Pollution Control Committee, as the case may be, shall approach Central Pollution Control Board for getting standards specified. Um, we know India is a quasi-federal country. Like more power is tilted towards the center. So the state needs more and more approval for most of the things from the center only. So in case of the new technologies, if new technologies are being implemented in particular state and that technologies have never been used in our country, so there can be no standards or rule regarding the use of that technology or anything regarding that technology. So the State Pollution Control Board or the Pollution Control Board, before using that new technology, first need the approval of the central government, central pollution control board. Like the central pollution control board can set new standards regarding that technology, and after that, that can be used. And here I have used one picture, like pictorial dictation. You can see the plastic waste management. Conventional technology was only recycling, incineration, and landfilling. Now new technology is plasma pyrolysis technology, polymer blended. I think Sir was also discussing yesterday about this creating of liquid fuel through the plastic waste. And perhaps it is happening in Purnia as well right now. Okay, Sankalp, move to next slide. Section 4. The State Pollution Control Board or Pollution Control Committee, as the case may be, shall monitor the compliance of the standards as prescribed or laid down and treatment technology as approved and the conditions stipulated in the authorization and standards specified in Schedule 1 and 2 under these rules as and when deemed appropriate but not less than once a year. So the State Pollution Control Board as well as the Pollution Control Board, they will monitor all the compliance, like all the rules and regulations of the standards that has been prescribed regarding the treatment of the technology or approval of the conditions. These will be checked, or these will be rules as when deemed appropriate. These rules will be monitored or checked at least once a year. Can be more than one, but at least once a year. And these rules are specified where? These rules are specified under Schedule 1 and Schedule 2. You can move to PDF 65 to 72, and these you will find the rules or the schedules. And this picture, okay, section 5. The State Pollution Control Board The State Pollution Control Board or Pollution Control Committee may give directions to local bodies for self-handling and disposal of domestic hazardous waste deposited by the waste generators at hazardous waste deposition facilities. So, the State Pollution Control Board or the Pollution Committee may give direction to the local bodies at the panchayat or the municipals for the handling of the domestic hazardous waste, like how to handle those domestic hazardous waste by themselves only. We people think like we don't produce hazardous waste at home, but we ignore all those, and they become hazardous at a time and create so many diseases. Here, meanwhile, I have discussed about a snapshot of what is hazardous domestic waste. Any unwanted or discarded material, excluding radioactive material, which because of its physical, chemical, or infectious characters can cause significant hazard to human health or the environment when improperly treated, stored, transported, disposed, or otherwise managed. When we throw away all the plastics we use, or some medical waste we use at home, we think like they are not hazardous, they are just domestic waste. And but after they are, if they are not disposed of properly, they also create diseases, and they are hazardous to our health. So the State Pollution Control Board or the Pollution Control Committee, they need to handle these waste as well by themselves only. Section 6. Sankalp move to next. The State Pollution Control Board or the Pollution Control Committee shall regulate the interstate movement of waste. And if these movements are like these movements are held regularly, it can also create awareness among the people, Thank you. Yes, this is conclusion. Like whatever I have said, I in these 2 points, it is, we can say these are the gist, like duties of State Pollution Control Board or Pollution Control Committee according to the Solid Waste Management Rules 2016. And these laws shall be imposed in their respective states by the State Pollution Control Board or the commissions. Whatever I have discussed, this is the gist of these sections. Sankalp, move to next slide. Okay, thank you.
That was great, Priyadarshini. Wonderful presentation.
Thank you, sir.
I must say. However, I still, like, I still feel there should be more pictorial representation of every, the pictorial representation and the demographics. But still, in some of the slides, I was still missing it. I'm sorry to say that. However, it was a great presentation.
Sir, your
One
voice is
question to
breaking.
everybody. Is it better now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think you are audible, but not properly. But I got your point. Like you said, the presentation was good, but you need more. And I think you were missing some more pictorial presentations. Like more pictures should be added.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I try to add. This, I try, sir, to add in this PPT as well.
Okay, no worries. You can try it again. And maybe you can work on these presentations again. And maybe you can bring in more pictures which could, represent what you're talking about. You can listen to this recording on YouTube with me, and see what more pictures should be added. Okay. Okay, no worries. I have one question here. What is PCC? A pollution.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, am I audible?
So, so you're not clearly
Sir,
audible.
you're yes.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I am asking, what is this PCC, Pollution Control Committee? Is my question audible to everybody along with Priyadarshini?
Yes, sir, you are
Yes, sir.
audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. So yeah, I would just repeat my question once again. What is Pollution Control Committee? I understand State Pollution Control Board. There are like Central Pollution Control Board, which is like governed by the central government. State Pollution Control Board, which is being governed by the state government. But I want to understand what is PCC, Pollution Control Committee. Who governs this PCC?
Sir, I could not find that, but I think, like there are State Pollution Control Board and Central Pollution Control Board. So, sir, the committee maybe some members are selected and they are focused towards the controlling of the pollution,
Sir, I think
and the
pollution
members from the
control.
state also.
सर
Yeah, go ahead.
आई थिंक पॉल्यूशन कंट्रोल कमेटी इसलिए बैठाया गया हो कि लॉ के लिए सर, जो पॉल्यूशन का लॉ है उसके लिए सर.
Okay. Not exactly. I'm not satisfied yet. Anybody else would like to give it a try? Anyone?
So I feel PCC would be some kind of local authority, as we have a state pollution control board for the whole state. PCC could be some local authority for checking the pollution.
You are somewhere around it, but yes, anyway. So, okay. Not wasting much time, I would like to get into it. And what I would like to tell you is, like for central government, it's Central Pollution Control Board. For states, it's a State Pollution Control Board. But India is a union of states as well as union territories.
Oh, yes.
Right. So these PCCs are the bodies which are, like
Sir, your voice is not clear.
Sir, you can rejoin. I think.
I'm sorry. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, now you are.
Yeah. So the PCC, Pollution Control Committee, are the as same as State Pollution Control Board, but they are part of a union territory. Okay.
Yes, sir, understood, sir.
Great. Wonderful. We can continue with the next slide, or the slide of the next person. Anyways, before we continue, do we have any questions, queries, or any ideas which might be floating in your mind? Kindly say yes or no so we can continue. Yes, no, maybe, may not be.
So your voice is breaking. Can you repeat?
Yeah, I said before we continue with the next slide, is there any idea or any questions or any queries that might be arising in anybody?
No, sir. She explained very well.
Okay. So before we continue, Tanvi, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think we have 26 people, or sorry, 28 people in the meeting right now.
Yes,
So
sir.
can you just take a screenshot right now
Okay,
and,
sir.
yeah, and put it as a part of the attendance? Anyway, we
Okay,
can
sir.
see the final attendance at the end of the meeting. And Sankalp, yeah, we can continue with the next person. Who do you have?
And so next is Tanvidi.
Okay.
तन्वी आप प्रेजेंट कीजिएगा कि हम आपका स्लाइड प्रेजेंट करें?
Make me co-host. I will share my PPT.
Okay. Tanvidi?
Wait, I will.
Okay.
Is my PPT visible to all?
Yes.
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 Good evening, everyone. I'm Tanvi Singh, from fourth year law student from Amity Law School, Patna. I am going to explain and have discussion with you on the topic duties of Central Pollution Control Board. Um, um, before discussing the duties of Central Pollution Control Board, let's have its introduction first. The Central Pollution Control Board is a statutory organization under the Ministry of Environment, Forest, and Climate Change. It is established in 1974 under the Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act, and later entrusted with function and responsibilities under the Air Prevention and Pollution Control of Pollution Act 1981. It coordinates the activities of the State Pollution Control Board by providing technical assistance and guidance and resolve all the disputes among them. The Central Pollution Control Board headquarters is located at New Delhi. Now, I would like to tell you about its organizational structure. So, CPCB, which is also, we can say, Central Pollution Control Board, is led by its chairman and followed by the member secretary and other members. The CPCB perform its various functions through the following 9 major budget heads: pollution assessment, research and development management, development of the standard and guideline for industry specific emission and effluent standard, training, information database management and library, pollution control technology, pollution control enforcement, mass awareness and publication, hazard waste management. So now I would like to start with the duties of Central Pollution Control Board. The first duty of Central Pollution Control Board is to coordinate with the State Pollution Control Board and Pollution Control Committee for implementation of waste management rule within the country, and to make sure local authorities follow the standard mentioned under the rules of for waste management. The second duty is about to formulate the standards for groundwater, ambient air, noise pollution, leachate in respect of all solid waste processing and disposal facilities. The third duty talk about the review of the standard and norms by Central Pollution Control Board set for the solid waste processing and make its update as and when required. There are certain environmental standard and norms which are prescribed for solid waste processing facilities or treatment technologies in order to protect environment from damages which may arise while processing solid waste. So there's a standard must be reviewed by Central Pollution Control Board and makes update in them if required anytime. The fourth duty of Central Control Board, Central Pollution Control Board is to check the implementation of prescribed environmental standards for solid waste processing facilities or treatment technologies with the help of the State Pollution Control Board and Pollution Control Committees at least once in a year, and compile the monitor data for further action. Um, the fifth duty of Central Pollution Control Board is to review any proposal made by State Pollution Control Board or Pollution Control Committee on adopting new technologies for processing, recycling, and treatment of solid waste. The Central Pollution Control Board has to make their reply within the 6 months after receiving the proposal regarding the performance standard emission norms for new technology adoption. Last three duty is of Central Pollution Control Board is about to publish or provide guidelines for different purposes. First is to provide guidelines to maintain buffer zone and restricting any residential, commercial, or any construction activity from the outer boundary of the waste processing, who have been handling solid waste more than 5 tons per day. The second second the second second is the second for published guide second is to publish guidelines for from time to time on environmental aspects of processing and disposal of solid waste in order to assist local bodies to act in accordance with the provision prescribed in the rule. And at last, the Central Pollution Control Board has to provide guidelines to the states or union territories on intra-state movement of waste. Like where union or state, when two like Bihar and Jharkhand, if there is any waste movement, like if Jharkhand is collecting, if Jharkhand waste or Bihar waste is going interacting at any point within their territory. So the Central Control Board has the duty to prescribe the norms that on what basis their territories will be decided. Central Pollution Control Board Annual Report. In accordance with the provisions 24 subclause 4 of the Solid Waste Management Rule 2016, the Central Pollution Control Board is required to prepare a consolidated annual report, which is also called CAR, and forward to the central government, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, along with suggestion and recommendation. During 2019-20, which is COVID time, 35 state pollution control boards or pollution control committees have submitted annual report in compliance of Solid Waste Management Rule 2016. The status of solid waste management as per Central Pollution Control Board Report 2019-20. So I have I have gathered the data which could be seen here. You can see the data where Bihar and its neighbor states' name are mentioned, and what are the quantity they generated solid waste or collected solid waste, treated solid waste, or landfilled. These are mentioned. So we can see that Bihar has not provided sufficient data in the Central Pollution Control Board. So their annual report cannot be said that they have very specific data. Yeah, Central Pollution Board are lacking in collecting sufficient data because state doesn't support or compile with the rules. We can say that Jharkhand, Bihar, and in its neighbor state, Jharkhand is the state to generate less waste. In total, quantity of solid waste generated in the country is 1,50,761 tons per day, out of which 1,45,957 tons per day of waste is collected, as per which overall collection efficiency of waste collection work out to 96.8%. 47% of waste is treated, 27.19 is landfill, and 25.8 of the total waste generated remain unaccounted. We don't know about that, what happened. Country-wise solid waste generation. As per the this data also you can see here country-wise the figure have been mentioned that how much municipal solid waste has been generated by any country. As per the World Bank report, What is Waste 2.0, a global snapshot of solid waste management to 2050, published in 2018. This data has been examined in its observation. It is found that India is the third largest generator of solid waste in the world. However, it is ranked at 187 with respect to per capita solid waste generation. So we cannot say that we are very happy because China is in the first position. Of course, it is disappointing for us that we are still in third. Overall observation made by solid made by Central Pollution Control Boards. 13 states and union territories have provisions for 100% collection of waste, where only 4 states have provision for 100% segregation of waste. There are only 379 landfills in operation, where there are 3084 solid waste dump sites in the country. Environmental monitoring is carried out at 35 solid waste management facilities in 8 states or union territories included. Critical gap and concerns. So these are the concerns which I have find out in the Central Pollution Control Board annual report. These are unaccounted waste. More than 25% of solid waste generated in the state remain unaccounted for as per the solid waste management report. So you can see the figure, like 25%, it is huge. 25% remain unaccounted, and we have the data which is untreated also. Landfill versus dump site. Number of dump sites in the country far exceeds the number of landfill sites. Many states and union territories still do not have any landfill sites. Reclamation of dump sites has started at slow pace, and some of the states, union territories are yet to start the reclamation. Quality of information reported by the State Pollution Control Boards and Pollution Control Committee. Incomplete and in some inconsistent data on solid waste management is being reported by the State Pollution Control Board or Pollution Control Board. We can see the example here. We can see the example how Bihar has not provided sufficient data. So we can take the example of Bihar in quality of information reported to. Bihar provide incomplete data, and because of this, we are lacking in collecting proper report. Recommendations. So there are certain recommendations which can be made on analyzation of this report. Monitoring mechanisms. State pollution control boards or pollution control committees needs to follow a strict mechanism to review implementation of solid waste management rules. Periodic review with district administration or state urban department to be conducted in accordance with Rule 16A of solid waste management. Issue of direction to be concerned local authority, stakeholders, consultation and review through online portal to be adopted to strengthen the enforcement. Data validation by State Pollution Control Board and Pollution Control Committees. To validate the data submitted by local authorities to ensure its authenticity and consistency, and prior to submit the annual report to CPCB, this could be done through random inspection, cross-checking of data, or any other mechanism found suitable for the validation. The strengthening enforcement of solid waste management rule. The state pollution control boards or pollution control committees need to strengthen enforcement both in terms of issuing authorization for two solid waste management facilities, but also in intensify environmental monitoring to ensure compliance with stipulated norms. Straightening of infrastructure of solid waste management. The state urban department needed to take up intensive measures for straightening of infrastructure of solid waste management, including solid waste processing and re- remediation of dump site, as well as adoption of technologies for solid waste management. Thank you, and we can have now discussion. If you would like, then we can discuss. If any points come to your mind, you can share. Like I explained that how central pollution have set some major measures for the for the management of management of solid waste in the country. But because of proper because we don't have proper coordination with the states or local bodies, we are lacking behind. So you can come up with any points or you can ask.
Well, as I can see, I would like to comment on the presentation, Sanvi. Presentation was very broad, and I must also say that you have gone beyond the PDF that I have provided, and you did a lot of research, and you added a
Yeah,
content.
sir, actually, I thought that Central Pollution Control Board, like I am talking about Central Pollution Control Board duties. So, annual report must be added because annual report give us the detail what they have done. About their activities, we can know through the annual report. So that's why I discussed the annual report.
Great. I like the idea. And I really like when people go beyond, what is being shared with them, what is their roles and responsibility, and go beyond and do some more research and share more information so people can gather more understanding or develop a better understanding of what we want to talk about. Still, I still have the same apprehension with you also. What I had with Priyadarshini.
Sir, regarding pictures,
I still like.
yes, sir. Sir, I would like to tell something. Like regarding pictures, I thought many times that what kind of pictures I can add, because I am talking about duties of Central Pollution Control Board. So here, what kind of picture I can add which can match my topic standard. That's the problem arises in my mind, and that's why I couldn't have able
With
to find.
difficulty, I adjoined some pictures like to relate. And sir, I literally I spent hours, but
See, the picture could be anything.
they're like examining the authorization.
Sir, actually, I thought. Sir, actually, I have thought that I could add more slides and make MCQs. I can ask a question from others and with the options like what they, like KBC. I thought about that we can have game section regarding Central Pollution Control Board duties. Like I have given my presentation, so they now know about it. So I can ask question regarding this by showing options, and the next slide will reflect the answer. But I left that idea thoughting that they will say that what this is like teaching or something. So I dropped the idea.
I think this is a very good idea. What you can do is the quiz part. You can develop what do you say, a Google form, and every participant in the group should be participating and sharing their view, sharing their answers in the quiz, what they have understood of the presentation. However, while answering their quiz, they can also refer to our YouTube recording of this session, so they can get the correct answers. Yeah, this is a very good point. I think we can do that. But still, when we suppose, can you say one of the can we go back to one of your slides? Any of your slides which doesn't have a picture. Actually, there are many, but just go to any. Okay, recommend. Okay, so country-wise solid waste management. As per World Bank report, Water Waste 2.0, a global snapshot of solid waste management 2.2 to 2050. So, if you see this report, when we're talking about this Water Waste 2.0, so they already have a, the first page of this report has a picture. We could have added that picture. And the second point, the data has been examined. This part could have gone into the next slide. And also the data which you are sharing that the China is #1, United States is the #2. So this could have been a part of the graph. This is also good. This is not bad. But all this information could have been gone on the second slide, next slide, and the country-wise solid waste generation and the first paragraph, and along with the picture of water waste 2.0 could have been here.
Okay, sir, I
So,
understood.
Water waste 2.0 is a report, right? So
Sir, it is a report published by
however,
World Bank.
none of us can understand what it is. But if you can have shared that, the picture of that report, the first page of that report, we could have got an understanding. Yeah, absolutely. I understand that. And I have been through that report myself. That is the reason I'm asking you. So, anyways, you can go to another, any of your another slide. See, you can pick any word from what you're talking or any of the content, and the main, the keywords of that content could be attached to one of the picture. We have to get very creative when we are talking about it. It is not only about this presentation and this internship, but it is very much, important for your future. When you go ahead in your life and you have to do some presentation, as I also, so maybe, when you share a picture, people also resemble to it. So, okay, let's talk about, okay, can you go back to the last slide? Critical. Yeah. So unaccounted waste, more than 25% of the solid waste management generated in the state remains uncollected for as per the solid waste management report. Okay. So the landfill versus dump site. So for this, we can have a picture of landfill. So this also brings me to a question: what is difference between a landfill and a dump site? Who would like to answer it for me? What is the difference between a landfill or a dump site? Anyone?
Sir, landfill is a well-engineered uh, system of disposal of solid waste, and dump site is the generally we throw a waste any our local area without any proper uh, disposable system on any land. Landfill needs a well equipped and well design system in which we collect, in which we dump the solid waste, uh, in which we dump solid waste in a proper manner in every cell. After that, we then we covered that landfill site, and we have a leachate collection system and gas collection system also. Uh, but in open dumping area, there is no any well systematic manner.
Absolutely.
That's all, sir.
Thank you for being.
And the
Thank
government
you so much.
authorization as well.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so here when we're talking about landfill and a dump site, suddenly we could have a photo which could there are a lot of photos or the art or the clip art are available on internet when we're talking about landfill. So this talks about the layering below, and it also the visual also talks about the collection of gas, majorly the methane gas, right? So that could have been added here. So people here, because 99% of the people who are a part of this meeting right now, we never knew what is landfill. We never knew what is dump site. So if other than the definition, if they could have added a photo,
Sir, you are
which
not
could,
audible clearly.
just tell what exactly is
Sir,
landfill and what is dump site.
sir, your voice is
Comparison.
not clear audible. Clear. So your voice is not clear.
Is it better now?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Is my voice any better now?
No, sir.
Yes,
No,
sir, you are
sir.
not audible yet properly.
So sometimes your voice is audible, but most of the times your voice is breakable.
I'm so sorry. I'm at a place. I'm stuck in a.
हेलो
Yes, uncle.
जब तक सर नहीं है तो हम लोग नेक्स्ट पीपीटी का प्रेजेंटेशन करें
Sir, आ गए.
सर आगे
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir. You're
यस
audible.
सर
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Is it better?
Yes, sir, much better.
Great. So I'm sorry, I'm stuck at a place in this pandemic where I don't have very good internet. Anyways, uh, what I was saying is that when we talk about a landfill or when we talk about a dump site, if we could have a photo of what is landfill, which could say that there's a layering at below, or we can say that the landfill captures methane gas, and the landfill doesn't have anything of that. So that different different pixels could already differentiate by themselves. And that can
Sir, again you are not
But
audible.
we are talking
again,
about.
the
When we are talking about
problem.
light, what does it mean? Because people are looking at it and they would. Is it better now?
Sir, you are not audible properly.
How about now?
Not good, sir.
Okay, let me go somewhere else. Is it any better?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So that is what I am saying is, to have landfill, which says there's a layer, and there's also a provision to capture the methane gas. However, there could be another picture which could be talking about the side
Sir, again,
where
your
we
voice is
don't
not
have
clear, sir.
any such like a layering below or you know. Oh my God.
I haven't added
Anyways,
because
uh,
here because I was thinking about in the view of central. I have taken my view in that I am explaining central control board, and I am here showing concerns regarding central pollution control board that they have
I
regarding the
completely
state.
understand, Tanvi.
That's why
I
that
completely
happened.
understand your view. I completely understand your view. I agree with you also. Okay. But anyways, let's continue because my voice keeps on cracking most of the time, and it's just a waste of time for now. However, when I have a better network, or when I can connect with few people who talk. And Tanvi, do we have anybody else who wants to share their presentation tonight?
Yes, sir, Khushi Singh.
Okay.
Sankalp, can you share the screen? Yes. So good evening, everyone. Myself, Khushi Singh, and my topic is criteria for pollution prevention. In order to prevent pollution problems from landfill operations, the following provisions shall be made. The first one is provision for the diversion of a storm water drain to minimize leachate generation and prevent pollution for surface water, and also for avoiding flooding and creation of marshy condition. So this provision is basically talking about the construction of a stormwater drain, means how to design or construct a stormwater drain for minimizing the leachate generation and prevent pollution. So the stormwater drain shall be designed and constructed in such a way that the surface run of water is diverted from the landfill site, and leachate from the solid waste locations do not mix with the surface run of water. And because of this, we can minimize this leachate generation and prevent pollution which is occurring from the landfill areas. A Sankar photo is not visible, which is, yes, yes. As you can see in this photo that pipes जो लीचेट निकल रहा है इसको हम लोग लीचेट बोलते हैं. मतलब leachate is a watery liquid that is oozes out from the waste material during its decomposition. जैसे हम लोग जानते हैं कि लैंडफिल एरियाज में बहुत तरीके के वेस्ट आते हैं, जैसे बायोडिग्रेडेबल वेस्ट, नॉन बायोडिग्रेडेबल वेस्ट, हजार्डियस वेस्ट. तो biodegradable waste contains some amount of moisture, and the process of degradation has been they start leaving water, and that water comes out as a dark color, dark brown or black color liquid, and that liquid is known as a leachate. So ये जो पाइप के थ्रू लिक्विड निकल रहा है उसको हम लोग लीचेट बोलते हैं. And this leachate is highly toxic and produce greenhouse gases. Uh, so that's why it required a proper management before disposing of it. Otherwise, it will cause a lot of environmental pollution, and it also affect the human life. So the major concentration of leachate production is the rainfall and the water, which is present in biodegradable waste. Uh, Move to the next slide. Yes, second. Huh. Second one is construction of non-permeable lining system at the base and walls of the waste disposal areas. So this point is talking about the design of landfill liners. Liner is used as the control of leachate. So the primary objective of the liner system is to prevent contamination of soil and groundwater. It also facilitates collection and removal of leachate productions by the waste. So in general, a linear system consists of multiple layers. As you can see in these pictures, that it contains a clay or geosynthetics, geomembranes, geonet, geotextile, and the protective soil layer. और उसके ऊपर सारा waste रहता है, और waste को भी soil के layer से cover किया रहता है to prevent of any liquid between the landfill and the surrounding site. तो अगर हम लोग ऐसे ही अगर किसी गड्ढे को खोद के उसमें सारा कचरा डाल देते हैं और फिर जब डिकम्पोजिशन स्टार्ट होता है तो लीचेड अगर लेयर्स नहीं रहेगा तो लीचेड जो है वो ग्राउंड वाटर से इजीली मिक्सअप हो जाएगा और ग्राउंड वाटर को भी पॉल्यूट कर देगा. तो ग्राउंड वाटर पॉल्यूट होगा तो इन्वायरमेंट भी पॉल्यूट होगा और ह्यूमन को भी इफेक्ट करेगा. इसलिए लेयर्स बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है एक लैंडफिल को डिजाइन करने के लिए. संकल्प मूव टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. हाँ, जैसे इस फोटो में थोड़ा ऊपर करो, नीचे करो और थोड़ा. हाँ, जैसे इस फोटो में दिख रहा है कि ये गड्ढा खोदा गया है और उसमें पहले प्लास्टिक का लेयर लगाया गया है और फिर कॉम्पैक्टेड क्ले लेयर लगाया गया है, उसके ऊपर कचरा है और फिर उसको एक सॉइल के परत से ढक दिया गया है. तो इसमें इस दौरान इसके लिए फिर लीचेड जो है वो ग्राउंड वाटर से मिक्स नहीं होगा अगर इतने सारे लेयर्स लगे रहेंगे तो. और जो भी लीचेड कलेक्ट होगा उसको भी तो निकालना है, तो उसको एक पाइप के थ्रू हम लोग निकाल के इस अलग रखेंगे लीचेड को. और डिकम्पोजिशन के दौरान जो भी मीथेन गैस प्रोड्यूस होगा उसको भी निकालना होगा. अगर नहीं निकालेंगे तो वो अंदर ही फट सकता है और जो लैंडफिल का जो कंस्ट्रक्शन हुआ रहेगा उसको भी इफेक्ट कर सकता है. तो मीथेन को भी हम लोग एक पाइप के थ्रू निकाल कर एक कंटेनर में रखते हैं ताकि उसको उसके द्वारा हम लोग हीट या इलेक्ट्रिसिटी जनरेट करने में यूज करते हैं मीथेन का. और जो ग्राउंड वाटर है और लैंडफिल का जो कंस्ट्रक्ट किया हुआ साइट है उसमें कम से कम डिफरेंस 2 मीटर का होना चाहिए. संकल्प मूव टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. हाँ, the third one is provision for the management of leachate collection and treatment shall be made. So जितने भी लीचेट कलेक्ट हुए हैं तो उनका भी हम लोग को कुछ करना होगा. तो क्या कर सकते हैं, तो उस लीचेट को हम लोग ऑन द साइट रिसाइकल कर सकते हैं या फिर हम लोग वेस्ट वाटर ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट को दे सकते हैं. ये जो वेस्ट वाटर ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट है, ये जो वेस्ट लीचेट उनके पास जाता है तो उसमें जितने भी पॉल्यूटेंट होते हैं उसको रिड्यूस और रिमूव करता है और एक प्योर वाटर बनाता है और फिर उसको किसी भी रिवर या पॉन्ड में जाके गिरा देता है. क्योंकि अब उसमें कोई किसी भी मतलब अब किसी चीज को वो इफेक्ट नहीं करेगा, ना इन्वायरमेंट को, ना ही ह्यूमन को, और ना ही किसी एनिमल को जो भी उस पानी को कंज्यूम करेंगे. तो इस तरीके से हम लोग लीचेट का हम लोग अच्छा से यूज कर सकते हैं उनको देकर. And the fourth one is prevention of runoff from landfill areas entering any drain, stream, river, lake or pond. So in case of mixing of runoff water with leachate or the soil waste, the entire mixed water shall be treated by the concerned authority. Uh, yes, thank you.
Wonderful, Kushi. It was a good presentation, and you also made a good point that which is not a part of the rule. That is, this literature should be given out to the people who are managing the gray water or sanitary water. Anyways, right now I want to want संकल्प मैंने एक
Yes,
चैट
sir. Yes,
बॉक्स
sir.
में लिंक शेयर किया है.
Yes, sir.
Can you share that video?
Yes,
YouTube
of
video.
course. Yes, sir.
So the liquid here we see is the liquid. तो सर इसका ऑडियो नहीं आ रहा है.
Yes, like हम audio.
It's okay, it's okay. आधे से चलाइए, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. So the building here you see in the yellow is a government girls school, जो कि डम साइड के बिल्कुल नजदीक में है. And this is the dump site that we have in Patna, जिसको landfill बोला जाता है. But it doesn't look like a landfill from anywhere. These are the rack pickers. You can see they keep waiting for the any vehicle to come along. और जब कोई गाड़ी आती है तो फिर वहां से वो लोग अपना जो भी रिसाइक्लेबल प्लास्टिक या फिर जो भी मटेरियल होता है वो कलेक्ट करते हैं. डम साइट के बगल में आप देख रहे हैं कि कितने कुछ घर भी हैं लोगों के, राइट। यहाँ पे आप इस फोटो में देख पाएंगे ये वाइट जो है these are the हेलमेट सूट जो कि हम लोग कोविड में जो डॉक्टर लोग पहनते हैं, तो बायोमेडिकल वेस्ट भी वहाँ पे फेंका जा रहा है।
टिकट
और वहीं बगल में खेत भी है। So all of you can, copy this link, or I can share this same link in the our WhatsApp group, and you can also see it later. और ये जो वीडियो है, मुझे एक वर्कशॉप करना था HRLN ह्यूमन राइट्स लॉ नेटवर्क के साथ लास्ट ईयर। तो उसके लिए मैं एक रिसर्च कर रहा था, और रिसर्च के दौरान मैं गया था यहाँ पे रांची साइट पे। तो वहाँ पे ये सारे फोटोज मैंने देखे, ये फोटोज मैंने क्लिक किए थे, और उसके बाद मैंने इससे वीडियो बना करके वर्टिकल फोटोज का एक वीडियो बना करके और मैंने यूट्यूब चैनल पे डाला, परमिंद्रा के चैनल पे। तो यू कैन आल्सो सी कि जैसा अभी खुशी ने बताया, या फिर हमने एक अंडरस्टैंडिंग बनाया तन्वी के प्रेजेंटेशन के साथ कि व्हाट इज डिफरेंस बिटवीन लैंडफिल एंड अ डंप साइट। तो आप लोग डिफाइन कर कीजिए कि पटना में जो ये जो जगह जहाँ पे कचरा फेंका जा रहा है, इज दैट अ लैंडफिल और इज दैट अ डंप साइट?
सर आई
और
थिंक
इसके
डम
बारे
साइड
में आप लोग
डम साइड
डम साइड।
Okay, you don't have to speak it about it right now. Anyway, you spoke about it, it's okay. और आप लोगों ने आइडेंटिफाई कर लिया इतना जल्दी, ये भी एक बड़ी बात है, ठीक है। बट मैं चाहूंगा कि आप लोग इसके ऊपर कम से कम एक 100 वर्ड का एक पैराग्राफ में लिख के बताइए कि हाउ डिफरेंट व्हाट यू सॉ इन दिस वीडियो is how different it is from the landscape and why it is a dump site. ठीक है, तो ये एक 100 वर्ड का मिनिमम 100 वर्ड होना चाहिए इसमें। इसका एक पैराग्राफ लिख करके आप लोग वो द सेम ईमेल एड्रेस author@fortune.org.in पे आप मेरे साथ शेयर कर सकते हैं, ठीक है।
ओके सर।
So, do we have more presentations for the day?
No, sir.
Great. So it's already going to be 9. However, we were supposed to have a discussion around day before yesterday जो मैंने बोला था कि हम लोग प्लास्टिक वेस्ट को कैसे सेग्रीगेट कर सकते हैं अपने घर में, अपने कम्युनिटी में, और इसका एक प्रोग्राम बना सकते हैं जो कि हम लोग स्कूल्स में लेके जा सकते हैं ताकि इसको उस तरीके से किया जा सके, और प्लास्टिक वेस्ट को सेग्रीगेट करके हम लोग वो जो मिस्टर अमरीश है उनके फैसिलिटीज में पहुंचा सके। तो उसके ऊपर किसी ने काम किया है क्या? किसी का कुछ आइडिया है क्या?
किस चीज का आइडिया?
आइडिया इस चीज का कि जैसे हमारे घर में हर रोज तरह तरह के प्लास्टिक आ रहे हैं, राइट? आपके घर में, मेरे घर में का पैकेट हो सकता है, बिस्किट का पैकेट हो सकता है, कुरकुरे का पैकेट हो सकता है, मैगी का पैकेट हो सकता है, नमक का पैकेट हो सकता है. So all this comes from a home, right? And all of this packaging products, packaging of the products are single-use plastic. This packaging cannot be reused in any of the other form. When we talk about this MDH masala का पैकेट, उस मसाले उसमें से आपने निकाल लिया, तो उस पैकेट को हम लोग दोबारा इस्तेमाल नहीं कर सकते. कर सकते हैं क्या?
No, sir.
No, sir.
टूथपेस्ट है, टूथपेस्ट का ट्यूब जो है, एक बार टूथपेस्ट हमने हो सकता है 1 महीने तक इस्तेमाल किया, लेकिन उसमें से जब फाइनली लास्ट हमने टूथपेस्ट निकाला, उसके बाद उस टूथपेस्ट ट्यूब का कोई इस्तेमाल हो सकता है क्या?
No, sir.
तो दैट इज अगेन अ सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक.
Sir, even most of the moisturizers containers.
एब्सोल्युटली, मॉइस्चराइजर कंटेनर्स है, ब्यूटी प्रोडक्ट्स है, ठीक है, फेस वॉश जो हम यूज करते हैं, राइट. तो ये सारे चीज जो है प्लास्टिक में आते हैं और इनका कोई दोबारा इस्तेमाल नहीं हो सकता है. दैट कैन नॉट बी रीयूज. So that should, where it should go, that should go to a plastic recycling facility. पटना में एक प्लास्टिक रिसाइकलिंग फैसिलिटी है, आप लोग को पता है?
No.
कुरुमित्रा में जो एक वर्कशॉप हुआ था जिसमें
अमरीश सर का जो था.
अमरीश सर जो आए थे, तो अमरीश सर का क्या करते हैं? अमरीश जो है वो क्या करते हैं?
ये सर वो
plastic
एक दिन में 5 टन प्लास्टिक्स को वो करते हैं रिसाइकल. बता रहे.
recycle करते हैं.
Sir, more than 50 tons, he said.
5 टन.
Yes, sir. 5 टन ही सर.
हाँ, तो ये 5 टन प्लास्टिक हर रोज रिसाइकिल करने के लिए उनके पास कैपेसिटी है. तो वहां पे हम लोग अपना ये सारा जो आइटम्स है हम लोग बेच सकते हैं ना.
Yes.
तो ये सारे प्रोडक्ट को वहां पे अगर भेजना है हमें, तो आपके घर से जा सकता है, मेरे घर से जा सकता है, और यहाँ पे जितने लोग इस मीटिंग में अवेलेबल है उनके घर से जा सकता है, प्लस उनके कम्युनिटी से जा सकता है, प्लस अगर मान लीजिए हम लोग कुछ स्कूल से कनेक्ट करें तो स्कूल्स में जो बच्चे होंगे उनके घरों से जा सकता है. एक स्कूल में मान लीजिए हम लोगों ने 200 बच्चों से कनेक्ट किया, तो वो 200 बच्चों के घर से जा सकता है, प्लस वो 200 बच्चे अगर मान लीजिए अपने अपने कम्युनिटी में बात करें इस चीज के बारे में, तो उन 200 बच्चों की कम्युनिटी से जा सकता है, राइट?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir, but again there is a question of segregation.
Exactly. The question of segregation needs to be answered by whom? कौन इसका आंसर देगा?
Sir, we need to segregate first at home only.
We need to provide answers. We need to, अगर मान लीजिए, अच्छा एक बात बताइए, आप लोग अपने घर में रहते हैं, आप लोगों का मान लीजिए अच्छे मार्क्स आते हैं कॉलेज में या फिर स्कूल में, आप जॉब कर रहे होंगे, या फिर जब आपने अच्छे मार्क्स लाए, तो आपके पेरेंट्स आपसे खुश होते हैं?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
खुश होने के बाद वो क्या बोलते हैं?
चॉकलेट दिलाएंगे,
Well done, keep
मिठाई
it
खिला
up.
देंगे.
सिर्फ कीप बोल के छोड़ देते हैं?
नो सर, चॉकलेट और फिर मिठाई भी मिलता है, और फिर जो भी पसंद का होता है वो भी मिलता है.
यार वो बचपन में मिलता था, अब तो कुछ नहीं मिलता.
सर मेरे घर में मतलब अभी पापा कुछ अच्छा करते हैं तो फिर मेरे पापा वो ला के देते हैं, मतलब जो भी अच्छा होता है.
हाँ,
सर वो अपने फ्रेंड्स को भी बताते, लाइक ही अप्रिशिएट्स अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ में भी. हाँ ये
एंड सर और भी कहते हैं कि आगे कुछ भी करो, मतलब मैं सपोर्ट करूंगा.
Sir, opportunity to demand. Sir, opportunity to demand. We can demand anything if we want, if we have good marks.
एब्सोल्युटली. तो ये क्या है, अगर मान लीजिए मैंने अच्छे मार्क्स लाए, अच्छे रिजल्ट्स ला के दिए, तो दिस इज एन अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर मी टू डिमांड। इसका मतलब क्या होता है, इंसेंटिव मिल रहा है, यू आर बीइंग इंसेंटिवाइज्ड,
Yes, sir.
है ना, रिवॉर्ड मिल रहा है,
Yes, sir.
है ना। तो हमें कुछ ऐसा डिजाइन, तो हम अगर पब्लिक को बोले कि आप सेग्रीगेट कीजिए, वो करेंगे नहीं करेंगे,
नो सर।
लेकिन उनको अगर रिवार्ड दिया जाए, कुछ इंसेंटिव दिया जाए, तो वो करेंगे।
यस
100% नहीं है, इंसेंटिव देने के बाद भी ये 100% श्योरिटी नहीं है, बट देर इज 50 to 60% श्योरिटी।
यस सर, लाइक मॉल्स में अगर कुछ मिल रहा होता है फ्री का, लाइक इतने की शॉपिंग पे इतना कुछ मिलेगा, तो लोग बेवजह भी शॉपिंग कर लेते कि हाँ कुछ गिफ्ट्स मिलेंगे।
सर, अभी
कुछ
पटना नगर
गिफ्ट
निगम में
मिलेंगे।
एक वो भी चला था सर, लाइक आप कुछ कपड़े ला के दीजिए तो फिर एक आपको जूट बैग मिलेगा। तो सर ये भी उतना नहीं चला, मतलब कुछ महीने तक ही रहा, उसके बाद फिर बहुत कम आदमी ही जाने लगे पुराने कपड़े लेकर। वो बोल रहे थे पुराने कपड़े ला के देंगे आप लोग, तो हम लोग आपको एक जूट बैग देंगे।
लेकिन मैं अगर एक बात बोलूं कि अगर आप अपने वेस्ट को सेग्रीगेट करेंगे, तो आपको 20% या 10% डिस्काउंट मिलेगा 99 स्टोर्स में, या फिर पटना में बहुत सारे शॉपिंग कॉम्प्लेक्सेस हैं, शॉपिंग मॉल्स है, वहां पे 10% 20% का डिस्काउंट मिल सकता है। So do you think this idea is workable?
यस सर।
मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि आप अपने घर से पुराने कपड़े ले, मैं अपने घर से पुराने कपड़े लेकर जाऊंगा तो मुझे थैला मिलेगा। तो दिस इज मोर लाइक एक अलग बात है,
गिव एंड टेक।
ठीक है। अब मुझे एक पुराने कपड़े इकट्ठा करना होगा सबसे पहले, उसे लेकर जाएंगे, फिर एक मुझे थैला मिल जाएगा। तो वो थैला का मैं क्या करूंगा, वैसे भी मुझे सब्जी वाला थैला दे देता है प्लास्टिक का, तो वो थैला मेरे किसी काम का नहीं है। लेकिन मैं बोलूं कि अगर आप अपने वेस्ट को सेग्रीगेट कर रहे हैं, और हम उसको अगर उसको चेक कर सकते हैं कि हाँ भाई आपने वेस्ट सेग्रीगेट किया है, तो आपको आप हमारे नेटवर्क स्टोर्स में जाइए और वहां पे आप शॉपिंग करेंगे तो आपको 10% का डिस्काउंट मिलेगा। हम उनको थैला सिर्फ नहीं दे रहे हैं, आप दुकान में जा रहे हैं खरीदारी करने, आपने 1000 रुपए का खरीदारी किया तो आपको सिर्फ 900 रुपए पे करना है। So do you think this is little bit more lucrative? Yes, no?
यस सर।
So definitely it is, but I guess it must be executed on a large scale. I mean, it should reach to masses as well.
Yeah. तो उसके लिए हमें तो दो काम करना होगा। सबसे पहले तो हम जिस स्टोर्स के साथ उनको डिस्काउंट दिलाना चाहते हैं उन स्टोर से बात करना होगा।
Yes, sir.
वो स्टोर ऐसे ही तो डिस्काउंट नहीं दे देगा ना, हमें अपने नेटवर्क में लेना होगा। उनको बताना होगा कि आप हमारे जो लोग आएंगे उनको मैं कूपन दूंगा, ये कूपन आपके पास आएंगे तो आप उनको इतना % डिस्काउंट दीजिएगा, तो उनको भी हमें बताना होगा। दोनों तरफ हमें ये चीज करनी होगी। सिर्फ जैसे कि मान लीजिए आप सेग्रीगेट कर रहे हैं और आपको कूपन मैंने दे दिया और आप ये कूपन लेके चले गए, तो और उस दुकान वाले को पता ही नहीं है, तो वो आपको डिस्काउंट देगा क्या?
नो सर।
लेकिन अगर उस दुकान वाले को हमने अपने नेटवर्क में ले रखा है पहले से, तो वो देगा कि नहीं देगा?
यस सर।
देगा।
फिर मान लीजिए इसमें ये सिर्फ शॉपिंग की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ, मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि हो सकता है कि वी कैन ऑल्सो गो टू द रेस्टोरेंट्स, देयर लॉट ऑफ रेस्टोरेंट्स इन पटना, डाइन आउट करते हैं हम लोग, तो वहां पे भी अगर आपको कुछ डिस्काउंट मिल जाए, जैसे जोमैटो है और स्विगी है, तो वहां से हम लोग जब कुछ सामान मंगवाते हैं तो हमें डिस्काउंट मिलता है।
यस सर, इवन हमारे कॉलेज के पास एक कैफे था, इलीगल कैफे सर, उसमें ना मतलब कि जो भी एमईटी के स्टूडेंट्स वो जाते थे ना, तो सर वो आईडी कार्ड दिखाते थे तो उनको डिस्काउंट मिलता था 15%, पर जो अदर आते थे उनको डिस्काउंट नहीं मिलता था।
हाँ, तो इस तरह के हम लोग नेटवर्क बना सकते हैं क्या?
यस सर, ये इफेक्टिव भी होगा।
तो हमें लोगों के पास जाने से पहले हमें इन शॉप्स में जाना होगा, इन कंपनी, इन रेस्टोरेंट्स में जाना होगा और उनसे बोलना होगा कि हम भी ऐसा ऐसा कुछ कर रहे हैं, इसमें अगर हमारे
That they will also get more customers.
एब्सोल्युटली, तो वो इसके लिए भी तैयार होंगे, है ना? तो
Yes,
अगर इस
sir.
तरीके से हम लोग काम करें तो हम उनको कुछ डिस्काउंट भी दिला सकते हैं। अगर अगर मैं मान लीजिए मेरा रेस्टोरेंट है या फिर मेरा कोई शॉप है जहाँ पे मैं दिन में मेरे पास 1000 कस्टमर आते हैं, लेकिन इस कूपन के कारण से मेरे पास 1200 कस्टमर आ रहे हैं, तो आई वुड रियली गेट इनटू इट, है ना?
Yes, sir.
तो हमें ऐसे कुछ कुछ रेस्टोरेंट्स या फिर शॉपिंग कॉम्प्लेक्सेस या फिर जो 99 स्टोर्स टाइप के हैं, ठीक है, तो इनका एक नेटवर्क हमें बनाना होगा और उनसे पहले बात करना होगा, और उसके बाद फिर हमें लोगों को ये बात बतानी होगी कि अगर आप सेग्रीगेट करेंगे तो फिर आपको हम लोग एक कूपन देंगे और उस कूपन के साथ आप जाएंगे शॉपिंग करने तो आपको इतना का डिस्काउंट मिल जाएगा। तो शायद मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि हर एक इंसान उस कूपन के कारण से सेग्रीगेट करने लगेगा, लेकिन अगर 100 लोगों में हम लोग बात करते हैं तो 100 लोगों में 40 लोग तो कम से कम इस चीज को अप्लाई करेंगे।
Sir, you are not audible.
Sir, again your voice is breaking.
Incentive in a sense of और फिर हमें ऑडिबल?
Yes, sir. Now you are.
ओके, तो एक और लिख रहे हैं, आई थिंक क्या, फर्स्ट वी हैव टू कन्विंस शॉपकीपर, रेस्टोरेंट मैनेजर, मॉल ओनर और मैनेजर। हाँ एग्जैक्टली, हमें इन लोगों से पहले बात करना होगा और उन्हें कन्विंस करना होगा। तो उन्हें कन्विंस करने से पहले हमें अपना एक प्लान बनाना होगा। Agree, disagree?
Agree, sir.
Without plan, there is no effectiveness of plan.
तो ये प्लान कौन बनाएगा? मैं बनाऊंगा अकेला बैठ के?
No sir, मिलके।
We will make it together.
तो आप लोग एग्जैक्टली आप लोगों को बनाना होगा, मैं आप लोगों को सिर्फ रास्ता दिखा सकता हूँ, ठीक है? And this could be one of the ideas which can bring you into a limelight in the city. So we have already ऑलरेडी 9:12 हो चुके हैं, तो इसके ऊपर सोचिए, विचार कीजिए, समझिए कि क्या किया जा सकता है और सैटरडे को प्लीज we need to have a discussion on it. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So okay, great. So Tanvi, can you take a screenshot of this thing?
So I have taken in
Presentation?
screenshot. I have
Okay.
taken in screenshot.
Okay, great. So kindly share the मैंने आपसे अभी तक शेयर नहीं किया है, क्या कहते हैं वो, एक मैंने आपको बोला था कि मैं आपको एक एक्सेल शीट शेयर करूंगा. Hopefully I will share it by tomorrow morning.
Okay,
And
sir.
then we can do that. किसका किसका अटेंडेंस है,
Okay, sir.
अटेंडेंस वाइज we can take care of it. और एक चीज और, मैं तन्वी, मैंने आपके साथ एक कंप्लीट लिस्ट शेयर किया था ना,
Yes, sir.
है ना, जिनको जिनको ग्रुप में ऐड करना था. तो
Yes,
आप
sir.
एक काम कर सकती हैं क्या कि बिकॉज आई डोंट हैव अ वेरी गुड इंटरनेट कनेक्शन वेयर आई एम राइट नाउ. सो व्हाट यू नीड टू डू इज, आप अलग अलग कॉलेज का लिस्ट बना लीजिए. जैसे आप अमेठी का एक लिस्ट हो सकता है, ISM का एक लिस्ट हो सकता है, चंद्रगुप्त का एक अलग लिस्ट हो सकता है, फिर CUSD का अलग लिस्ट हो सकता है, मगर महिला का अलग लिस्ट हो सकता है, और एक अलग अलग कॉलेज का एक लिस्ट बना लीजिए. और उन अलग कॉलेज के एक जो भी यहाँ पे मेंबर्स यहाँ पे हमारे जो कंटिन्यू हो रहे हैं, मीटिंग्स में आते हैं, उनको एक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी दिया जा सकता है कि वो लोग अपने कॉलेज के जितने मेंबर्स हैं जिन्होंने इस इंटर्नशिप के लिए अप्लाई किया था, उनसे फोन करके बात करें वो लोग अपने अपने कॉलेज के. ठीक है, जैसे आप यू कैन गिव इट टू समबडी फॉर अमेठी. ISMP के लिए हो सकता है कि संकल्प है, या फिर कोई और अगर कोई है मीटिंग में आ रहा है तो वो हो सकता है. अगर हम लोग सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ साउथ बिहार की बात कर रहे हैं, QSB की बात कर रहे हैं, तो वहाँ पे राजीव है या फिर जो भी है. ठीक है, तो उनको अगर आप उनका लिस्ट दे दीजिए और उनको बोले कि उनके कॉलेज से कौन कौन लोग मीटिंग ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं, या फिर कौन कौन लोग मीटिंग ज्वाइन नहीं कर रहे हैं और क्यों नहीं ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं. इसका एक वो लोग एक लिस्ट बनाए और लिस्ट बना करके फिर ग्रुप में शेयर करें कि हाँ इतने लोग हैं जो कि इंटर्नशिप कर रहे हैं और मीटिंग ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं, और मीटिंग अगर नहीं ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं तो उनके पास क्या रीजन है, और उनमें से कोई लोग इंटरेस्टेड नहीं है इंटर्नशिप के लिए, तो वो भी लिख के डाल सकते हैं डायरेक्ट कि हाँ भाई हम गलती से हमने ज्वाइन कर लिया था, हमें नहीं करना था ये इंटर्नशिप. तो ये लिस्ट बनाए, ठीक है, और उसके बाद वो फाइनल लिस्ट हमारे पास होना चाहिए. इसलिए हम लोग देख रहे हैं कि हमारे पास ग्रुप में तो हमारे पास करीब 70-80 पीपल हैं. स्टिल मैंने कुछ लोगों को बात करके निकाला भी है, बट स्टिल वी हैव लॉट ऑफ पीपल, but there are a lot of people who are not joining our meeting, so we don't need those people anymore. I don't want to be really harsh, but there is no other way out. It's already been more than a month. 1-1.5 महीना होने जा रहा है, और उसके बाद भी अगर लोग नहीं ज्वाइन कर पा रहे हैं तो मुझे यही लगता है कि they are not interested. तो अगर नहीं है तो उनको हम लोग एक एक करके ग्रुप से धीरे धीरे निकाल सकते हैं. ओके.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so can you do this for me?
Sir, after making the sheet, I can share that sheet, or I will directly report it on the group.
No, see, you don't have to call everybody. आप अपने कॉलेज का एक लिस्ट बनाइए, जितने कॉलेज के लोग हैं अलग अलग कॉलेज का लिस्ट बना दीजिए. ठीक है, अलग अलग कॉलेज का एक लिस्ट बना करके अलग अलग कॉलेज के जो लोग यहाँ पे ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं, उनमें से किसी एक को आप उनको अपॉइंट कर दीजिए कि वो लोग कॉल करके अपने कॉलेज के लोगों से पूछें. You don't have to do the whole thing by yourself. but you can make a group of people from, जैसे हर एक कॉलेज से एक या दो लोगों को आप ले सकते हैं और उन लोगों को आप साथ में अपॉइंट कर सकते हैं कि जैसे आप हैं आपके कॉलेज से, तो आप अपने कॉलेज से भी जैसे कि 2-3 लोगों को ले सकते हैं और जो लोग मिल करके कॉल कर सकें। ठीक है, लेट्स मेक कीप इट टीम वर्क। ठीक है, तो जैसे अमेठी से हैं तो अमेठी से 2-3 लोग हो सकते हैं कि जो अमेठी के लोग जो नहीं ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं उनको फोन करके पूछ लें कि क्यों नहीं ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं या फिर क्या है, या फिर उनको बता दें कि भाई क्यों ज्वाइन करना जरूरी है। या फिर और बाकी कॉलेज के भी लोग हैं तो उस कॉलेज के किसी जो मेंबर जो हमारे मीटिंग को ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं उनको आप ये रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज दे सकते हैं और उनसे आप कलेक्ट करके डेटा, फाइनल डेटा आप फिर ग्रुप में शेयर कर लीजिए। Yes? Any
Okay,
confusion?
sir. No, sir. Sir, how much time I have to do this thing?
We can do it till next till Tuesday.
Sir,
तो बीच में सैटरडे संडे रहेगा तो सैटरडे, बिकॉज बीच में अभी मैं नहीं चाहूंगा कि आप लोग इसको इस चीज को करिए क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोगों का कॉलेज होगा, किसी का कुछ होगा।
yes,
तो
sir,
सैटरडे संडे
can I do it after 24? My exam will be over on 24.
20th is today and 24th would be
Monday. Yes, sir. 24 will be Monday. After 24, I am free because after college will be closed for semester break.
ओके ओके, नो वरीज नो वरीज। तो इतने दिन हो गए हैं तो 24 के बाद भी कर सकते हैं। तो 24 के बाद आप करके मे बी 24th इज मंडे, देन ट्यूसडे 25th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th. Yeah. By the end of January, we should have a final list. So let's make it that way.
Okay, sir. I will make a different. I will make the sheet of list of different students who are belong to different colleges, and I will choose one student in of any colleges, and I will share that list with them, and I will ask them to collect information regarding the same, which you have asked.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
And by the end of January, we should have a final list. And ensure that only people who are interested in this internship should be in the group, in our WhatsApp group. I don't want any jargon people to be in the group. From February onwards, because December हम लोगों ने December 15th हमने start किया था, and when we go off January, we will be halfway of the internship, right? तो halfway internship के बाद मैं नहीं चाहता हूं कि कोई ऐसा बंदा हमारे ग्रुप में रहे जिसको कि हमारे मीटिंग से मतलब नहीं है, हम जो कर रहे हैं उससे कोई मतलब नहीं, उनसे हमें भी कोई मतलब नहीं है। ठीक है?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So this is all from my end, and हम लोग बहुत देर तक बात कर ली यार। It's already 9:30, so I must say it's time to say good night.
Bye, sir.
Good night, sir.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.